Hey, good afternoon, church family. Brother Kyle here. Just getting off work for the day here and stopping by the church to grab a few things. And I really wanted to go ahead and put something out. I know that I probably won't have enough time as far as on the one call to be able to say everything I wanted to say. So I felt like the easiest thing was just to go ahead, put a video out and really try to answer some questions and concerns that I know that a lot of people have been asking about this new mandate coming out from the governor, and really kind of what that means for us as a church. And man, I feel like that I know that this has probably concerned a lot of people, and I really want to say the right words in the way that I address this, because I do believe that it is an important issue, and I'm not trying to focus on it as much as from the standpoint just because it's coming from our governor, just following the recommendations really of so much that's being handed down. But I really want to read a statement coming directly from the KBC, Kentucky Baptist Convention, right, which we are a part of. And it really just kind of addresses this issue for us as a church, and I think that it really helps us. So I'm going to read that, and then we'll talk just a little bit about it. It says, based on the interpretation of Governor Andy Beshear's July 10th executive order concerning masks, we, as the Kentucky Baptist Convention, believe that everyone who is speaking, singing, or even presenting should be 6 feet away from the congregation or the audience, right? And if doing so, they will not have to wear a mask. But anyone inside the church building who is not 6 feet away and that are around or sitting beside someone that is not from their household should be wearing a mask. It also goes on to say that that mask consists of a covering that covers the nose and the mask. And of course, we know that Governor Beshear did not specifically say anything about the church in his order, right? We know all the places that he listed. But here's where I want to go with this executive order, right? We have been recommending as a church since we've opened the doors back up for in-person service that we recommend that you wear a mask, right? We've moved the pews. We're trying to get you to sit 6 feet apart from those who are not in the same household. And here's what I do know. As we started out, lots of people, most people, if not all people, were wearing a mask. And since then, it has laxed very much. Only a select few are probably wearing a mask. And here's where I stand on this again, right? I'm not going to force someone to go back home who's not wearing a mask. I don't feel like that we have the authority in order to execute or make you wear a mask if you come here. But I am going to recommend, once again, that if you do come, I'm going to recommend that you wear a mask. I'm going to recommend, if you're not wearing a mask, that you sit 6 feet apart from someone who's not in your household. Once again, I know that we've gotten very lax with lots of close friends and family that come here and worship with us together. But I'm going to say again, we as leadership, those of us on staff, even the deacons, right? We're trying to help to keep this 6 foot thing separated. And we're going to continue to promote that. We're going to continue to have 2 services. And ultimately, right, I'm going to leave that up to you. Also knowing that if someone maybe feels uncomfortable, if you are not wearing a mask, and hey, we may have to make some swaps or moves around or have you sit somewhere different. But ultimately, right, it's not just about protecting ourselves, right? It's us protecting someone else. We all may very well have this coronavirus and don't even know it and could already be spreading it. But I'm definitely trusting in the Lord. And here's what I do want to say about this order coming from our governor, if you will. I know that there's a lot that would say that, guess what, I'm not going to wear a mask, and making it political or whatever route you want to go. Here's what I do know. I know this from being in leadership. I know this from being pastor to this flock here at this church. As leadership, we have been appointed not just by man, right? Ultimately, according to God's word, we have been appointed by God. And I truly believe that, and I want you to know wholeheartedly that there are tons of things that Andy Beshear does that I do not agree with, not only on a regular human basis, but definitely on a biblical standpoint. And I want you to know that that doesn't change the fact that God is still calling me to respect him, not only as a person and as an individual, but in his position of authority. So in saying all that, guess what that means? That I realize that as pastor of this church, that there are things that I say, that I recommend, that I promote, that lots of people do not agree with, that maybe do not understand. And I know that it is very disheartening when you take those things personally or even disagree just because that you feel like they may be coming from me. And ultimately, right, the Lord is in complete control. So I say all that and I share all that, right, not to get on some high horse and try to say that we're bowing down to anything that man's saying. Ultimately, right, God has put things into place, or allowing things to be in place for us to follow, right? And I want to continue to recommend that we adhere to what's being recommended for us to follow, right? And I want to continue to promote safety, not only for those that are coming, right, but those that we may be coming in contact with. I also want to stress, right, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please don't do them at the back door, or please don't do them in some other way, shape, fashion, or form. Hey, reach out to us right here. And if that means that you don't really want to talk to me, but if you want to talk to someone else on staff or your deacon, that's the route that I want you to go personally, right? I don't want you to call someone else and say, hey, can you believe this? I want you to talk to those people, right, in leadership. And then guess what? I assure you that we will take every question, comment, concern, complaint. We will take those and we will talk and discuss, and we will move according on them just the best way that we possibly can according to what God's calling us to do. So in saying all that, right, I'm excited. I'm definitely not going to let a mask keep me from worshiping God tomorrow, celebrating, worshiping, doing everything that I feel like he's already called us to do tomorrow for service. And I hope that you feel the same exact way. And I hope that ultimately, however he leads you, whether that's wearing a mask or not wearing a mask, hey, you take that up with the Lord, and guess what? We'll be completely okay with that. But I'm praying, right, ultimately, that your heart is in tune for that. And also, right, I'm praying that you just take time and just pray through those things. I did want to mention, right, before we get off of here, services tomorrow, 9 and 11:30. I want to double check and make sure that I got the right group, right? So tomorrow, 9 a.m. service will be last name MB through Z, and 11:30 service will be A through MA. Right, so I hope that you plan on coming out, joining us tomorrow night, 6 o'clock as well. We're going to be definitely talking about a topic that I know that several people have already expressed interest in, right? If the Bible states, thou shalt not murder, what does that look like or mean for our military, or for those that maybe have to operate in those ways, and how do we look at that from a biblical standpoint of view? So I'm really excited about talking, listening, and taking questions from you guys as well. Really looking forward to just coming back together, worshiping with you guys on Sunday, even though that we're doing it in 2 services. Continue to pray for our church as a whole. I know just talking this morning, I think so many of us are expecting, or maybe even waiting for us to get back to some type of normal, and I truly believe that what we used to call normal may never be, right? So I'm just praying that as the Lord is changing and mixing things up, or things are changing, mixing up, and the Lord is allowing it, that we take full advantage of it, and that we do everything that we possibly can to just bring more people to this saving knowledge of what Christ has done in and what he's going to be doing through us. So appreciate you guys. Enjoy this beautiful day. I'm going to try to take full advantage of it. Going to be doing a wedding here very soon, 3 o'clock today. Be in prayer for that, that everything goes the way that it should, and just another opportunity to point more people to Christ. So hopefully all is well. If you need something, reach out, share with us, talk to your deacon, talk to somebody on staff. Hey, get a hold of us and we'll help in any way that we possibly can. But definitely looking forward to seeing you all very soon. Praying for a blessed rest of your day and night, and hopefully we'll see you in the morning. Thanks. God bless.